Hey, welcome to Recon, everybody. It's Don Aldrich and Kelly. We are subbing for Denny Grimes, and Matt will probably join us, and Louise. So let's be TCP and take it easy on Kelly and me as we fly the plane. Right, Kelly?
That's right. That's right.
You want to tell them how to get in the chat?
Yeah. So the topic today is this. We're going to go back to the basics a little bit. And we are at the table with a for sale by owner. And the question is, why should I use you to sell my home? That will be the prompt. Why should I use you to sell my home? You're at the table with a for sale by owner. So who would like to go first with this? You'll start off with Don as we start heading into altitude here.
Robert, you ready to go at 6:30 our time? All right, the 6:30 boys are up and at 'em. Hey, Robert, thanks for coming over. Um, Appreciate you staying in touch with us, and we're interviewing, and I just want to find out why should we use you to sell our house?
Well, Don, I'm not even sure that you should use me, but tell me, what's important? What's important to you?
Well, as the last agent that was here, what did she say? Want to get the most money for our house in the least amount of time with the least hassle to us. We thought that sounded pretty good.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's a pretty common thing for us realtors to be striving for. What else would be important to you, Don? I mean, you know, how could we make it a great experience for you?
Well, I wanted to ask, how much do you charge?
Well, I mean, is there a number that you have in mind that you would like to be paying?
Yeah, none if I could, but I know that's not realistic. Um, she said she'd do it for 5%. Will you match that?
Well, that is not my typical number, but if we were to agree to do it for 5%, would you hire me at this point in time?
We got one more agent to talk to tonight, and that kind of puts you in the running, and probably get back to you tomorrow if that's okay with you.
Well, tell me, what's important to you about meeting with the other agent tonight? What have you not heard that would help you to make that decision now?
We're probably beyond our 90 seconds. I don't have my phone running a timer. Kelly,
We're timed
okay.
out.
Can you do the time?
I can do it. Yep.
Okay, thanks. All right. How'd you feel, Robert, on that?
Well, I think I've still got a little bit of apprehension. I'm cycling the questions that I know that in the past we've discussed, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm asking those questions. The questions like, what's important to you? What would you need to hear to make a decision now? Why is it important for you to meet with the other agent? If I was to match what you're asking for, would you hire me now? Those types of questions. I tried to get those questions into my dialogue, but I'm still a tad bit herky
Okay.
jerky when it comes to it.
That's very good self-reflection. And what I caught was that when I asked you that, remember, whatever the objection is, ladies and gentlemen, we want to get the knuckle bump first before we address the fee. And you sort of you did you almost got there, but it wasn't quite. You didn't have my knuckle bump first before you said you'd match it. So I thought you did a decent job, though. Remember, we always want to. Well, what objections do you have? What else? What else? What else? What else? Because maybe I had three or four, right? And that's hard to get out in 90 seconds. But we always want to say, other than that, is there anything else? Other than that, is there anything else? What else? What else? Get all the objections out. Okay. And if they had four or five, um, okay, well, which one of those is most important to you? Address that, and you may not even have to go into the other four or five. So, Kelly, any quick thought?
No, I think you hit it all. That was a good warm up. Thank you, Robert. So let's jump
Yes.
into the next one.
Okay.
Debbie, you'll go with me. We're at the
And you got
table.
the
You ready?
timer, and I'll do the admittance. Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right. So go ahead.
So, Debbie, appreciate you coming over. Well, why should I use you to sell my home?
Well, Kelly, that's a very good question. And at the beginning of our discussion today, I asked you what two or three things you needed to hear from me to know that I was the right agent. Do you feel that I've met or exceeded those expectations?
Uh, yeah, I think you have. Yeah.
When you say you think I have, what are you still concerned about?
Well, I'm concerned about positioning, price wise in the market.
Okay, so other than pricing your home, do you feel that I'm the right agent to get your home sold?
Yeah, yeah, I do. But can you address that concern?
Yes, I certainly can. The market has shown us a range today, the market has shown us a range of between 5 and 550. Where would you like to position your home?
Well, my neighbor sold their house a couple of months ago for close to 600. I was hoping to maximize on that a little bit more with my house.
Okay, so if we can agree to initially position your home at 600,000, are you ready to get started today?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, awesome. And now that we've agreed on that, can I share with you three things that are going to happen next once we go under contract or once we get started?
Yeah, and that's time. Good job, Debbie.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
good
Thank
job.
you.
Did he say
Um,
did he say the number was 600?
Yeah, he did say six.
He
Well,
said
he
his
wanted
neighbor's house
six.
sold for 600. He'd like to
Okay.
maximize on that.
Yeah. Okay.
What does
Okay.
maximizing on 600 look like?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the only now Kelly, the only reason I'm jumping all over that is because yes, Kelly agreed. Oh yeah, I'd agree to that. But what if he didn't? Then you were the person that put that out there of, okay, so if we agree to position it for 600, am I the person to help you? Well, no. I want to maximize on 600. I want 650.
Okay.
So then you
So
create an objection.
right. I should have clarified the maximizing.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
maximizing on 600 look like to you?
exactly. Okay.
Good job.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
okay, next we have Ellie is with Don.
All right.
Hey, Ellie, thanks for coming over, Ellie. I got to ask you
My
the
pleasure.
question I've asked everybody else so far. Why should we hire you?
Dan, that's a very valid question, especially in this situation when you need to sell your home. Remind me again why it's so important for you to sell the home now?
Well, my wife has a new job out of state, and obviously we're moving.
And when would you like to be done with this and moving to your wife's new job?
Well, we kind of have it set up. She's got to start April 1st. So she's going to go first, and I'll stay behind to sell the house.
Okay. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of a space. So, okay, April 1st. But let's say it doesn't, you stay longer than April. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong. Okay, no worries. So,
Now, let
okay.
me back up. Let me
Other
back
than
up.
that,
Let me back up.
okay.
She's got to be there April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So she's leaving, in a couple of weeks. And then we're not going to wait till April 1st to put our home on the market. That's why we're interviewing now.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so you basically what I'm hearing is that you need to sell fast. Is that
No,
true?
Whoa.
Okay.
no. She's going there to start a job April 1st. We're interviewing now, and I'll stay here until the house sells. Obviously, I don't want to be here forever, but it does not have to sell fast. This is not a giveaway.
Kelly,
Time.
I understand.
We have
so
time there.
so here when they say that maybe you weren't hearing exactly what he was saying, or you weren't able to piece it apart when he says she needs to be there by April 1st. I'm going to stay here and sell the home. Okay, gotcha. So if I understand correctly, she's gonna go start her job. You're gonna stay here, prepare the home for sale, and sell the home. When would you like to have the home on the market?
Okay.
Okay.
Next
And
week.
then right, next week. Great. And what's the latest date, Don, in all feasibility, that you'd like to have the home sold?
Well, I don't want to spend the summer here without her. I'd like to get there within a couple of months at the latest.
Okay, so a couple of months, meaning July, August.
Well, if we're on the market next week, God, the end of April would be great. Sometime in May would be good. But you know what? June 1st.
Okay, great. So now we have the extremes. We know we want to be on the market kind of before she leaves. You're going to prepare it, and then
Right.
we want to be sold by June, July at the latest.
At the latest, man.
Okay,
I don't want to
got
be
it.
without it forever.
Right. So that, Ellie, do you see what I did there?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I understand. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
You were going down the right path, though. The only thing is when they ask why should I hire you, and we've talked about this on here before, I'm really not sure they should.
Okay.
And I'm saying that for myself and everybody. I'm really not sure one specific person should hire me. That's why I need to know more about their situation. Because if they don't need to sell, they don't know where they're going, they don't know when they need to be there, they don't know what happens if they don't, you shouldn't hire me.
Right.
So let's not get too fancy and well, hey, that's why we're meeting, and why are you selling this? Like, you're going down the motivation path before isolating and explaining to them, I'm not sure you should hire me, or frankly hire anybody. Can we talk more about your situation? Okay. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
had the last time we did this scenario, Matt, you had mentioned something like this when they asked that. Well, I know why you should hire me, but frankly, I'm not sure that you should hire me until you feel confident that I understand what you're trying to accomplish.
Right. Yeah. I think I know why you should hire me, but frankly, I'm not sure you should. What's most relevant to you? What is most important to you about the process of getting the home sold? That's just a different way to say it. It's about you're talking about the criteria, the granularness of it.
Perfect. Okay, Karina, you're up with me. So appreciate you coming over, Karina, but why should I use you to sell my home?
Well, Kelly, that's a great question. And I'm not really sure yet if you should hire me, but can you tell me what's most important to you about this process?
Yeah, my family and I are trying to move to a new school district, and there's a time period for that. And if we miss out on that window, it's going to upset a lot of people in the household.
Okay. And so aside from wanting to be, or it sounds like needing to be in your new home before the school season gets started, what else is important to you?
That's really it. That's going to make my son happy, my wife happy. So that's really it. Now,
Okay.
of course we need to sell our house first.
Okay. But timeline is sounding like it's your biggest factor currently.
Yeah, we don't want to miss that window.
Okay. And so specifically, when are you hoping before the school season that you want to get into that house?
Well, school starts August 1st, somewhere around there. So we'd want to be in there by the middle of July
Okay.
or earlier.
Okay. And if we talk about everything and you feel confident that we can get you into that house by July, have your home sold and you're into that new home by July, do you feel comfortable with moving forward with working with me?
Can you guarantee that?
Well, Kelly, there's definitely no guarantees in real estate, but
We got time, Karina. Sorry.
Without question, I can guarantee it, as long as you're willing to do what the market says we need to do.
Okay.
I can guarantee it with every five guy. And Karina, remind me, love, how long have you been in real estate?
This is my 4th year.
Fantastic, guys. This is what I love. So,
Yep.
I have this stupid trite saying that in order to be a top producing agent, you have to be a top producing agent. And what I mean by that is you have to experience a lot of crap to really buy into the BS that I'm feeding you. And I'm being flippant when I say, like, I'm just messing with myself now. Like, you have to experience, oh, I listed a house for X amount of dollars and it sold in 37 seconds. And or I got a client that was amiable. They were coachable. They listened to the market. They were willing to do what the market said they needed to do. And oh, by golly, their home was sold in 3 weeks. So once you experience these things enough, and then you start to buy into it, and then you can say with utmost certainty, yeah, I guarantee you we can make this happen, as long as you're willing to listen to what the market says. So the other thing is this: when Karina, I could tell you were trying to land the plane, but trying to figure out the best way to do it, because you were asking him, well, as long as we can get you sold in this time frame. Now, Kelly pretended as if that was his sole focus, but what if it wasn't? Because he was asking earlier why I should hire you. The time frame's important, but what if there was something else about you specifically? So what I would have said, okay, is what I'm gathering is the time frame's most important, Kelly. You need to get it sold. You need to get here. He mentioned a few things where it would be dire or disastrous, or he used a D word describing what would happen if they weren't. I would ask him, well, what would that look like? So what would disastrous for the family look like? Because I want to know, are they staying there? And then lastly, when you isolate and say, well, so if we could get it sold in this amount of time, it sounds like that would be a win for you. Now, Kelly, let me ask you a hard question. What do you need to know from me or another agent to know they're the right person to help you outside of the time? I want to make sure I remove all objections. Do you see where I'm going? But otherwise, good job.
Great job, guys. All right, next we have Michelle with Don.
Hey, Michelle, thanks for coming over. You're the last agent that we're interviewing here, and I'm just going to ask you what I asked all of them. Why should we hire you?
Hey, Don, I'm not really sure if you should even hire me, but what are you looking for in a powerful agent that you hire?
Well, we want to get the home sold for the best price. Is that
Okay.
you?
Other than price, is there anything else that you would be looking for in an agent?
No, that's a good question. Obviously, time, your commission, your fees, and what are you going to do to market it?
Okay, so of those, you mentioned about 4 things. Of those, price, time, commission, and fees, and sounds like a few of those could be lumped up. You want to ultimately net the most amount of money possible at the closing table. Is that fair?
I didn't use those words, but that's a good way to sum it up. Yes.
Okay, and then what does time look like? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, we'd like to have it sold, get out of here before the summer.
Before the summer. And when you say before the summer, is that before July or August?
Don't guess, just ask me. That in 2 weeks, that's summertime here in Scottsdale.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before the summer,
going.
what does that look like?
Well, after tonight, we'll make a decision and we'll call the winner back.
All right, Don. If I can get you, where you would like to be within a time frame that's fair to you, would I be the agent that you would choose?
And time.
I was going to joke there when Don gave all those, not necessarily objections, but criteria. I was going to be like, Jesus, Don, don't you know we're role playing here? I got 90 seconds.
Boom! I should have got gone.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michelle.
No, it's all right. I was going to pretend like I was role playing. I was going to be like, man, Jesus, Don, don't you know we only got 90 seconds at this table?
Yeah, I wrote it down really fast.
Yeah.
She got them all. Good job. That's what I was testing you for. You nailed it.
Yeah. Well, so here's the cool thing. Don, I love when clients are like Don in that scenario, and they use things like, well, I want to get it sold for the best price. because I'll eat your lunch. Well, how do you know you got the best price? How will you know? I mean, Don, what's the best price look like? Is it 2 million? Is it 3 million? All right, I'll tell you what, we'll list it for 5. How do we know the best price? Don, can I be really direct with you?
Please.
We won't know the best price, I nor any other agent, until we expose it to the marketplace. What's the price you want for it?
X.
Right. And so that's what I would do in that scenario, because otherwise, guys, you're grasping at the intangible. You're throwing stuff at a wall, hoping that it sticks. So then, and then the other thing is he talked about marketing and this and that. So I just ask him, what's the most prescient to you? Like, what do you need to know today to know I'm the right agent? And then lastly, and I'm piecing this apart quickly. He talks about, well, we're gonna, meet with you, and then we're gonna talk about it, and we'll call the winner back. And then I would ask, well, how will you know the winner? And where I'm going with as I'm leading Don. So I'm going to lead him down the path of, well, what I'm hearing you say is if they check this criteria, they're the right person to help you. Is that right? Okay. And if we've addressed those items and you feel that I check all those criterias, do you still need time to think about it?
Probably not.
Okay. And if he did, let's say he did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, I need time. Okay. Well, Don, do you like cars?
Sure.
What's your favorite car?
Lamborghini.
What color?
Oh, that's a good question. Yellow.
Yellow. Okay. But any other special criteria?
No. You got one for me?
Let's say it did. Let's say you walk into a dealership today, you find the perfect yellow Lamborghini. You're in the market for it. You've been looking for it for a while. Checks all the boxes: price, terms, conditions. They're even going to sweeten the pot. They're gonna throw in maintenance for life. Do you buy it or do you keep looking?
Give me a pen.
Okay. How is this any different? If I check all the criteria, what do we need to keep looking for?
Yeah, good point. Write that one down, everybody.
Yep. It could be cars, it could be watches, it could be boats, it could be, Don, what do you like? You have to help them see. And I'm not telling him anything. I'm helping him see how, if I check all the boxes, why are we then not moving forward? So good job. All right. We got time. Let's roll. Jose, Kelly.
All right, Jose. Well, why should I use you to sell my home?
Is this my Jose? Where's Jose? Jose Hernandez?
Yeah, I thought I saw him on here.
He's on. He's muted. He's not on camera. He might not be in. Let's
Okay.
roll to Keisha with Kelly, I'm sorry, Tiffany with Don, and then we'll come back to Jose.
Tiffany with Kelly.
Tiffany with Kelly. There you go.
Hey, Tiffany, you know the question. Why should I use you to sell my home?
Kelly, I'm not really even sure if you should use me. I mean, why should you use any agent? At the same time, what was the purpose about wanting to list your home in the first place?
Well, I'm in this condo that condo HOA fees are going up, and I own the condo and I want to get everything I can out of it while I think I can.
And you said two things to me. You said everything that you think you can. What does that exactly look like?
Well, there's this special assessment that the HOA is talking about, and I own it, and I'm moving my mom into a house, so I just want to get all the equity I can out of it right now. It's just costing me money.
Right.
How much money? I'm sorry. Sorry, Kelly. I'm sorry, Tiff.
How much money is it costing you?
Well, they're talking about a big assessment of about like $120,000. I own the condo outright, and I want to get all that money I can to help my mother buy a new house.
Well, I mean, that's spectacular. Have you guys located a house?
We have an area, but I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I know that I have to sell this house first, unless you have other ideas. This is an investment property that I
Well,
own.
are you absolutely sure that you have to sell it to be able to get your mom into a new house?
I'm pretty sure I've spoken to my financial advisor and the lender, and I think I would have to get her the house that we want her to live in.
Okay. Well, it definitely is possible to do that. When were you thinking about getting the house listed?
Well, I think it depends. I have a tenant in there right now, and they've been really good to me since 2020. So I wouldn't want to hurt them. I mean, of course, I'm gonna have to let them know, but whatever the law is on that I have to give them some notice that I'm selling.
Were you aware that, it was possible to actually keep your tenants in place and make a smooth transfer of a sale that could possibly benefit the next person as their investment and you moving on for your mom?
Time. We're at time.
That's a tough one.
I don't think I got anywhere.
Well, that's a tough one because here's my thing. When I hear tenant, when can they be out? I don't want a listing with the tenant in place. I hate them because it just when they tell you can show it whenever they want, they make up excuses and it never shows like you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
So now here's where I would have gone, Tiff, and why I asked that question. I didn't even realize I was off mute. But then all of a sudden, yeah. Anyhow, why I asked that question is this. When they say, oh yeah, there's a big assessment coming and I want to get all my equity out, kind of like Kelly was saying. Well, if there's a big assessment coming and it's been discussed, at least in Florida, guys, you have to disclose it. So it's getting paid somehow. So what I'm going to ask them is, meaning by the buyer or by him, and the new addenda to the contract, addendums, whatever, correct me, that the new addenda to the contract states that depending on the position of it, if it's been just discussed, has it been levied, is it pending, what is it, the seller might have to pay the whole thing. So what I would ask their guys is, well, Kelly, 20 grand, how do you feel about paying that? That would be where I would have gone. How do you feel about paying that assessment? And what will you do if you have to pay it to sell it? Not saying you will, but what will you do if you have to pay it to sell it? Because we know about it now, Kelly, which means we have to discuss it with buyers. Okay, and you've got a tenant in there. When's the lease end? I'm going down that path. When's the lease end? Okay, great. Well, how would you, if you knew, here's what I would do, guys. If you knew that there were a direct disadvantage to you selling the property with the tenant in place, would you still want to move forward with it right now? Because Don's probably in agreement. I know Frank's been doing this a while. I think that most agents would agree tenants in place equals bad when you're trying to sell. Unless you go into the commercial sector and you're selling 100-unit buildings. If you're just selling normal residential, tenant in place equals bad. It means less money in the investor's pocket.
Yeah.
Anywho.
We're beyond recording time, aren't we?
So we just hit 10. Yeah, we can shut the recording off.
Yeah, we should be in overtime now. So this is your time, ladies.